Hi, my name is Schneider-Atik, and I'm here to teach you how to look good within Jewish law. One aspect of that is hair covering for married women, and one aspect of that is Mitpachot. Now I've already demonstrated a bunch of basic wraps, and not so long ago I did a video demonstrating the basic twist wrap. Today I'm going to be demonstrating the basic braid wrap. The basic braid wrap is not for newbies. If you're still a newbie to the world of Mitpachot, you really should get the basic ones down pat before you try this. However, the basic braid wrap is not a difficult one, and it's definitely a good step 2 wrap. Once you're ready to go beyond the basics, this is a good wrap to try. And it's definitely nice to give you a little extra something when you're feeling special. So, always start with the no-slip band, because this thing really does keep things from slipping and sliding. Then, in theory, you could manage without a volumizer, but honestly, I think that most of these look better with at least something. And the higher it is, the better. Now, you could do a high ponytail or a high bun or a high loop, but a volumizer helps keep things nice and smooth. And it gives you much better height and more diffuse volume, which is much more flattering. So, take my first scarf. Thank you to my assistant. Say hi.
Hello.
Now, for the basic braid wrap, you want 3 scarves that are roughly the same length, same width, and the same weight. And they should all be lightweight, because if any of them are heavy, it's going to get really bulky really fast. So I'm using 2-in-1s by Rapunzel. Start by taking the 2-in-1, draping it overhead so that the ends are even. And now just tie it once, leave the ends hanging for now. Now the next one, take a second scarf and pretty much do the same thing. But when you drape this one over your head, try to drape it so that the first one peeks out. This one is not even, so I gotta reposition it. Don't worry if you have to do that. That's absolutely 100% normal. If you have to reposition it sometimes, it really is normal, so don't worry about it. Now, take the third scarf and pretty much do the same thing. And again, make sure that the first 2 scarves are peeking out. Now you'll notice, while I do these videos, I tend to use contrasting colors, and that's no accident. I do them so that my viewers can really see what's going on. But if you're like me and you find that blended colors work better for you, go ahead and do that. That's what I do normally. Once you've gotten them draped and tied, bring the ends forward. Now, for the braid wrap, you actually have 2 options. You can do a single braid wrap or a double braid wrap. Now, for a single braid wrap, all you have to do is take the scarves on one side and just drape them over your head, one by one, and tuck them. Just drape them one by one and try to keep the scarves layered so that you can see them peeking out. It gives a great layered look when you do that. Now, if you're doing a single braid look, all you have to do now is take the 3 tails that are hanging here and just braid them. Try to keep the braid reasonably loose so that there's room to maneuver. Then just bring it over and then just tuck everything in. And if you like hanging fringes, go ahead, leave them out. Otherwise, just tuck. And that's your basic single braid wrap. I got to admit, it looks a little messy. I'm not being very meticulous with it. And you know what? You don't have to be. It doesn't have to look smooth and perfect all the time. It really doesn't. A lot of people get themselves into trouble and wind up with Mitpachot madness because they're trying to make it look perfect. It's okay if it looks a little less than perfect. But now, let's say you're in the mood for a double braid. You know what? A double braid is just as easy as the single braid. It's just as easy. You do it the same way. You just take the 3 tails and you braid them. Again, try to keep the braid nice and loose so that you have plenty of room to maneuver. And then you just take the first braid over and tuck it in. And I already left this braided, but it just needs a little bit of adjusting. And then I just bring the second braid over and tuck it in. And this gives you a great double braid look. Looks a bit medieval, doesn't it? It's cute. Now, as you can see, a lot of these looks, they might look very intimidating, but honestly, they're so easy to do. They're not difficult in the least. You just need to practice and not give up. And remember, this is a great step 2 wrap. So don't try this if you haven't mastered the basics, but once you've mastered the basics, go ahead and try this one. Thank you to my assistant. Okay. Keep playing around and enjoying your mitpachot and have fun. Thanks. Bye.